Hello. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Trying to see if we have anyone logged in yet. If anyone can see me, please give me a thumbs up. You can chat something up in the chat so I can see you. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. All right. Welcome to Pildora Styling 101. My name is Elena Kosharny. I'm streaming from Brooklyn, New York. I am a creative producer and a photographer, and I spend a lot of time styling, shopping, thrifting. We've done a few segments with Pildora on thrifting and sustainable shopping, and this is a big passion of mine. Fashion has been a big part of my life. I've studied fashion in school, and I have had a little fashion brand, and I'm still very much intertwined with fashion, with my photography and creative production work. So this is something I'm really passionate about, specifically sustainability. I would like to give a massive shout out to Pildora and the work that they're doing. If you guys don't know, and this is something that is new to you, Pildora is a platform where you can buy sustainable products from verified sustainable vendors, and including fashion, including personal care items and jewelry and swimsuits, shoes. I mean, they have everything. It's sort of like a sustainable, conscious Amazon for a conscious consumer. So let's get into it. I think I'm going to start with a few words about sustainability and sustainable styling and fashion in general. I think that today we are sort of very much aware of the impact of fashion on the environment, and it's the second biggest pollutant in the world after the oil industry. So the fashion industry is sort of going so fast that we're kind of having mentality of completely disposable products. Like we can go to Zara and buy something for $2 and $5 or $10, and it's sort of easy for us to replace, and it's easy for us to start hoarding things and having a lot of things in our closet that we don't really wear or care about. So I think today I want to talk about the basics of how to create a wardrobe that you really are, that lasts you for a long time, and that you really love, and that you don't have a dilemma every day of what do I wear? What do I wear this with? I think that we also have kind of ideas like, we see something and we're like, oh, okay, like I really love this piece, and we buy something, and that's how impulsive buyers are made. And then, after all, we don't wear something because we didn't think about what this could go with. So today I'm going to try to cover really quickly 3 basic kind of sections of styling. So it's clothes, shoes, and accessories, right? So it's the 3 things that normally we kind of adorn ourselves with, and these are the things that we try not to leave the house with. So this applies to men and women. I'm not going to try to distinguish too much. I also want to give a little note for shoppers or thrifters or sustainable shoppers, is that I want to encourage you to get a little bit outside of your normal perception of what is for men and what is for women. I believe that fashion is universal, especially today. There's so much androgynous fashion on the market that is super easy to style, and it's foolproof to buy things that are more or less unisex. It's very easy, and that's what I'm going to talk about today a little bit in a second. So the first thing that I want to put out there is, if you can avoid shopping, please do. If you have to buy something, please buy it from sustainable businesses and sustainable craftsmen and small businesses. Pildora is a great channel to learn about these sort of pioneers in sustainability, and Pildora platform is a great platform for you to shop sustainably without kind of a guilty feeling. But if you can't avoid shopping, please borrow from your friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Don't be afraid of wearing something that is not for your gender, or something that came out 20 or 30 years ago. Fashion is a very universal language right now, where things that, things from the past and things from, all kinds of styles could be combined in a beautiful way. So I'm just going to ask you to sort of open your mind to wearing some things that you might not be accustomed to wear. For example, I'm wearing a lot of men's clothes, right? Things that are normally in men's department, such as pants, shirts, t-shirts, and like anything really that is meant for men, it could be for women. Same for women's wear, it could be men's wear. So when you open your mind to that, then you kind of you don't have a conscious uncomfortable feeling of, oh, this is not meant for me. So that's something just to consider. So having all these things in mind, I would like to break a few myths. So there are myths about what you could, mix. And for example, don't mix patterns, right? And I want to touch about patterns and solids in general, because I feel like patterns could be patterns, prints, anything that has some sort of multicolor or multi-dimensional visual, could be a little bit difficult to style. And the normal rule is if your top is pattern, then the bottom should be solid, and vice versa. I think that in today's day, this is actually not a rule to follow. And as an example, I'm actually wearing 2 patterns today, just to show you that this could be totally neglected, those rules. So I'm wearing a silk scarf that I wrapped around my back that is sort of just very simple, and really wide silk pant. And both of those are patterns, and I've bought these at separate times, thrifted both, and I think they match beautifully just because the patterns don't collide, right? It's sort of in the same vibe. So that's when mixing and matching could be so beautiful. If you're thoughtful about, and if it pleases your eye, just trust your gut. And that has to do with absolutely every styling kind of guideline, is that the reason why styling rules aren't really rules for me, because it's all about how you feel. You need to feel comfortable wearing a certain thing. You need to feel joyful. That's what styling is about. Fashion is about making yourself feel amazing in the clothes that you wear, and having that and show your personality with. So that's myth number 1 is, don't mix solids, don't mix patterns. So patterns, absolutely, I believe, should be mixed. And that's when it's much more fun. Same for colors. You don't have to match the palette of if my top is green, then my pants are going to be, olive, or, whatever, different shades, or something that is light gray and dark gray, like something that is white and black, could match. I don't believe in colors colliding. I believe in colors complementing each other or not. And it all depends on the fabric. And also, again, your own feeling. You have to be able to put something on your body, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yeah, and if you don't have that feeling, then by all means don't. So there is a safe way to play these games, right? If you're not really like accustomed to taking risks with your wardrobe, and you're just kind of like, look, I just want to wear something safe, so I know I look decent, and people are going to look at me and be like, oh yeah, she's got it together, or he's got it together, and that's not going to scream. So not all of us kind of like the attention, right? So for that kind of dilemma, then your best bet is to stick with solid colors in general, right? Because solid colors in general, they're really hard to mess up. So that's sort of the safest area. And the general rule for having these sort of 3 pillars of items, right? So we have clothes, we have the puppy in the back. Yes, it's Prince. He's napping. His coat is always the same color. It's funny. Sorry. So these 3 things, such as like clothes, shoes, and accessories, these are the 3 main kind of, main item types that we own in our closet. The biggest rule that I am following when I'm shopping and buying anything, and when I'm rating my closet as to what stays and what goes, because I always have these fashion parties where I just invite a bunch of friends and let them take whatever they want, as long as they feed me. So when my logic when I'm assessing whether I need to buy or get an item or get rid of it is, can I wear this with almost everything I own? And this is something that is very, very, very important thing to consider when you're purchasing something. Is if you like a dress and you don't have the shoes and the bag that are gonna look great with it, don't buy it. If you have a pair of pants but you're not sure what kind of top would go with it, don't buy it. So when your wardrobe is kind of composed out of items that you could totally cross match, like for example, you have your tops and your bottoms, and all of them could be worn together with each other, and all of them could be also the same style, same kind of almost vibe, maybe different colors, maybe even the same colors. Sometimes it's all about like knowing that you're wearing something different, but not really. Like I know people that wear this, like it looks like they're wearing the same thing every single day. They look great, but they're wearing different things every day, but they're just kind of in the same vibe. So if you're that type of person, you're comfortable with a specific type of clothing, which I kind of find myself a lot doing. I like to dress up and stuff, but a lot of my clothes are just like really loungy, like airy stuff that is mostly solids. And this is something that I want you to consider next time you shop or next time you open your closet. Is you can't really go wrong with putting something very simple, very roomy, like big t-shirt, kind of baggy jeans and some pair of regular shoes. That's something that isn't overly styled, but it's so simple that it's brilliant. At the end of the day, the simplicity is the key in styling. At the end of the day, is kind of what is going to distinguish you, is not trying too hard, right? How do you try hard but don't look like you've tried too hard? That's sort of right. That's all of our goal. This is not practical, but it's good for this live. It stays as long as I don't move. Okay, so I'm going to ask anybody, if you have any questions, please throw them out there. I will be answering questions as soon as I see them. But I'm going to dive into each of these pillars, so clothes, shoes, and accessories. And I'm going to go down my list for clothes. What are the essential items that you should own that you can wear with absolutely anything and everything that you must have in order not to be stuck without having anything to wear? Okay, so let's start with clothes. I'm gonna have a pen so it makes me look smarter. So clothes. The very first and most important thing I'll say is jeans. And when I say jeans, it doesn't have to be jean fabric. It could be just a pant. Normally, jeans are, the most kind of commonly worn item. Maybe not in a super hot summer, but still, jeans, jean shorts, jean bottom, right? It is the most important thing in my closet. That's why I have probably 24 pairs of jeans. Not that I need them, but I just love to change things around. But they are, I would say probably 10 out of 12 pairs are the same cut, the same shape. And it's the shape that I like. So it's very important to find the cut and the shape and the designer or the maker that you really love. Hello, hi Hansel. So when you find something that you really, really love, buy it in all colors, or all colors that you might want to wear to swap it out. So for jeans, I always suggest to have dark or black blue jean, and maybe if you want to have some sort of a funkier type of jean where it's ripped or it has some sort of embroidery or anything like that. So 3 pairs of jeans is more than enough. Blue jean that you can wear with absolutely anything. Heels, dress shoes, not necessarily heels, but dress shoes, athletic shoes, sandals, winter boots. Like the jean is the base, right? The next thing is tops. My strategy with tops, after buying so many clothes of all kinds and having to get rid of or sell them or give them away, keep it simple. Tops are sort of very, very simple, but could be a complicated thing if you need to, go out or show up for something specific. Having a very neutral, great tailored t-shirt that is, either white or black or gray that is minimal and roomy enough is key. And I keep repeating roomy, and I'll give the side note. For all the clothes that you own, I think it is important not to wear something that is too tight, pants or shirt. The reason for that is A, it is very uncomfortable. B, it is more likely to look unflattering over time because things stretch and deform on your body. So if it's something that's not really meant to be super, super tight, such as yoga pants, I would say stay away, leave a little room for wiggle, So that has to do with tops. Having a regular, really good t-shirt collection is great. You don't have to have a lot. You can have 3 same color t-shirts or 3 different color same t-shirts, same kind of brand. But having a killer jeans and a killer top that is a simple t-shirt that looks neat is literally the basics. Throw a pair of heels or a dress shoe or some funky boot, and you could totally go anywhere. You can go out, or you can go to an interview, anything like that. Right now, it's sort of more casual, I say, in terms of interviewing, especially via Zoom. So dresses and dressy clothes, right? So dresses, when I say dresses, I mean just dressy, something dressy. Again, stay neutral. I would say that all of these clothes that I'm naming today, I would recommend having something like that in a simple, solid, neutral color. So whether you're comfortable wearing something lighter, so then your grays, your beige, your kind of neutral colors, or something darker, and you could have dark brown, black, dark gray, navy, dark olive. Like I really love that, the deep dark green, which is also like beautiful any season. So having something that is dressy in those neutral colors will also sort of allow you the freedom to match it with any shoe, any jacket, anything else. If it's just a simple dressy outfit, and it could be that little black dress or a little black romper, or a pantsuit that you really love, that is like kind of no-brainer. If you need to go, you could just put that on, change it up with some jewelry or shoes. Jackets. So jackets is something that I have made a mistake accumulating way too much in my life, and that's something that I am now minimized to literally denim jacket, leather jacket, winter jacket, and running jacket, because I run. So I have like a Uniqlo, which serves as a layer. Stick to one palette. Yes, definitely. It doesn't have to be the same palette. It's up to you. If you really are into like neutrals, then that's your palette. Amazing. If you feel like mixing colors, do that. There's no rule of not doing it. But if you want to stay safe and make sure you always have shit to wear, having neutral colors and having solids are going to allow you for more freedom to sort of mix and match, and if it's all in the same palette or in the same vibe, like for example, I have a friend who just wears pastels, everything. Like it's a full spectrum, right? So it's going from yellow to all the way to purple, and she wears, it's just pastel, and it all matches and it all mixes and it all makes sense, Loungewear, I recommend sticking with stuff that you can retire to loungewear, right? So if you have your favorite t-shirt, or if you have your favorite pair of jeans, make it comfortable, like kind of distress it and make it your loungewear. Your loungewear should be stuff that you wear at home that is not pajamas. And it's important, especially a lot of us right now are working from home, have proper loungewear that you love to see yourself in the mirror in. Sports stuff, I think that having 2 outfits for sports, that you can cross match, like 2 sports bras, couple sports jackets, 2 yoga pants. That's definitely all you need. Just make sure that those things you can mix and match at all times. Shorts and skirts, that kind of stuff is, it's up to you. I mean, I don't really wear shorts and skirts, but the function should be the same. The only thing that I want to say about shorts and skirts is that when buying that, comfort is key. Having an uncomfortable shirt or uncomfortable short that is either too short or too tight, or too dressy, too flashy, could be just a little bit a thing when you're trying to style yourself, and as long as you're comfortable. Swim. For swim, you really need, I like to have 2 bikinis and 1 one piece. So one piece would be black, red, white. These are my suggestions. These are the colors that always kind of pop and look cool. open back, simple. And bikinis, I like to have one bikini with straps and one bikini that is strapless. Again, black, red, and white are my favorite colors for bikinis. I think they work, but you can go crazy and go patterns because bikinis are fun. And if you have two-piece bikinis, it's always, again, smart to buy something that you can mix and match. And that's about it for clothes. That's sort of my take on what you should have that is neutral in color, absolutely could be interchangeable. So you have your tops that you can change with your pants, and it all kind of in the same vibe. So if you keep it in the same color or style family, and it's not like completely different from what you normally would wear, you'll be fine finding something to wear. Shoes. Super important is everyday shoe. And that could be your tennis shoe, or that could be your, like Doc Marten boot or whatever, but is your go-to shoe that literally you can wear with absolutely every single piece of clothing that you own, like the dressy stuff and the casual stuff. So the everyday shoe is a shoe that you just no-brainer throw on, and it just works, athletic shoe that is comfortable, that's obviously something that you should just rely on comfort and switch those kind of pretty often. I would say if you're active, like I run, so I always change my shoes every 6 months at least. Summer dressy shoes are, again, comfort is key. Make sure that your summer dressy shoes are going with all of your wardrobe and that you could wear them and they're neutral enough. I like to stick with something that is more or less casual still. Having like extreme dressy heels and stuff like that could be something that you probably won't wear all the time, and it's, I don't know if I want to be uncomfortable, but having something that gives you a little bit of a dressier feel is very important, to have that shoe that you kind of always say yes to if you have to go out or you have to, kind of dress it up a little bit. And all year boots, those are your Doc Martens or your whatever combat boots or your cowboy boots that you, again, can wear with absolutely every single item in your closet. And you are probably gonna go right if you're gonna go with black footwear or brown footwear. And the colors of your shoes, the non-athletic shoes, I think should probably be corresponding just a bit with your bag situation. I like those to have, if not the same color, but at least the same vibe. You could totally have them in different colors as long as they're sort of complement each other and make sense together, because those are the two that sort of could make or break the outfit, And we'll get into the details of these things in our future lives, but this is just something to consider. Like, would this bag match most of my shoes when I'm buying a bag? Would this shoe match most of my bags? So it goes kind of both ways, right? So that's about it for shoes. And accessories, I would say belts, sunglasses, hats. Those are the things that you can literally go crazy with. Just whatever rocks your boat. If you want to have a funky belt, you can just totally do it. You don't always have to wear belts. So normally when I wear my belts, they're pretty crazy. I like them to have a lot of hardware and like be a little funky color. So it's sort of, that's what makes your very boring outfit pop, right? So jewelry, sunglasses, like having cool hats, those things are, are things that you might want to rotate more than anything else. And swapping those things and exchanging those things with friends is the most fun thing, because it's something that you get bored with pretty quickly. And belts, if it's a functional belt, then by all means have something that you wear with everything that is neutral. But I like to say, if you want to kind of show a little bit of your style, having a badass hat or having like some cool belt or like cool sunglasses, some funky jewelry. I'm careful with jewelry. I am like I love vintage jewelry, so be careful with like overdoing on like tacky-ish or like bulky jewelry that isn't really how do I say it? Isn't really valuable jewelry, I would say, right? Because there's so much of like really cheap jewelry in the market. You could go to Forever 21 or whatever, and those places don't really carry like really, really cool stuff. So I prefer quality over quantity when it comes to jewelry. But by all means, if this is something that's your jam, go for it. But these are the things that you want to kind of keep rotating. Bags is the only thing in accessories that I would invest kind of more money and time with when selecting. You know, you should probably have one carry-all bag, one, I call it lunchbox bag, that fits, you know, your phone, your wallet, your makeup, your whatever, your headphones, and one clutch that is kind of a small one if you're going out. If you're going out for, or like a body bag, you know, whatever works. So these things for bags, I would say stick with things that are integratable into the rest of your wardrobe, you know. So if you have bag and a pair of shoes that make sense together, you can put the simplest outfit and those two will make it, you know. If you have a hat to throw on, that's it. That's all you need. I would say that clothing to me, in general, now that we're at the end of the list, the way I would wrap it up is that clothing to me in general is not supposed to make that big of a statement on its own. You wearing the clothes should be making a statement. And that's something that you can only really allow if your clothing isn't really contradicting who you are, right? So if you are uncomfortable, if you're uncomfortable wearing something, most likely this isn't something that you should be wearing. Well, listen to yourself, and if something doesn't make sense in the mirror, it probably doesn't, you know? If you love something, but you're not sure who's gonna say what, don't worry about it. Rock it and be comfortable, be confident, you know your own kind of style. I think that's something that's more important than anyone's opinion, is to owning your own look, right? But if you do have doubts, stick with the very simple, the very kind of casual outfits that will, you know, allow you to just shine as you and not as someone who's wearing some funky clothing. That's my styling 101 advice for today. If you guys have any questions, where are your values? Exactly. Yes, Christina. Where are your values? And the most important question that I get asked is like, where do you get this from? And my most satisfying answer has always been, I thrifted this. I got this at Goodwill. I got this at Pildora. Oh, what's Pildora? Oh, it's like sustainable. This is made from, you know, from hemp, or this is vegetable dye, or wearing things with pride that are simply looking, but well made with love, made with thought, is the most stylish thing you really can do, is having a conscious wardrobe, you know, wardrobe that not just sort of serves the aesthetic, but also serves the purpose of just simply having clothes that are not made to be thrown out. Nothing like a good find at Goodwill. Exactly. I can't wait for Goodwills to be open. If it doesn't bring me joy to wear it, I don't. Exactly. Yeah. You should never wear things that make you physically uncomfortable because they are physically uncomfortable, or because they're, you know, you're passing like a window on a street and you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh, damn, I shouldn't have worn this. Don't wear it again if you have a feeling like that. Clothes should make you happy and make you comfortable and make you confident. Goodwill is like a treasure hunt. Yeah, definitely. Don't be afraid of, you know, thrifting, buying secondhand, swapping with people. That's really the only way to have a real contribution to, you know, to sustainability model that is now just being built around the fast fashion. And please don't shop at mainstream clothing brands that are just devaluing clothing and exploiting the industry and polluting our environment. This is something that is very, very important for us to all be on board. But getting dressed is the most fun thing you could do, you know, as long as you do it consciously and creatively and courageously. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys had fun. I'll see you on next Pildora Live next Thursday at 4 p.m. Love you. Thank you so much.